Okay, so here's a simple question. What do you think is the reason people, we're talking about, I don't know, millions of people murdered, maybe millions of times? The Chinese, if you look at the history of wars, 2,000 years ago, murdered 300 million people. These were inter-Chinese wars. 200 million people 2,000 years ago, or 300, I forgot the exact number. I think it's 200, is like billions of people today. A big city in the olden days had 50,000 people. Hitler, because of one madman, 50 million people. Stalin, 26 million people of their own people. So when we think about terrorism, we think about murder, we have to understand that the capacity for people to do this is quite simple. Within each and every one of us is an ego. It's a drive and basically it's a pride in who I am. And when the ego is humble, when we're humble, we tend to love another human being. But love itself is not always simple because people become jealous because everybody wants to feel good and love feels good. And the person that has been hurt, what we call sometimes narcissism, which comes from what's called narcissistic wounding, which is just a bad way of saying somebody that's normal has been shamed, and they've taken the shame as an identity. This is who I am bad. This is in fact what the Arabs have, a sense of deep shame going back to the time when Ishmael was kicked out of the house, and you say that to an Arab, he'll go crazy. You only go crazy over the truth because a lie doesn't hurt. And so then this shame is coupled with a new identity. Oh, I'm so great, what we call narcissistic. But really behind it, there's this sense of perhaps not being able to trust people anymore, disconnecting from the original love. And therefore, replacing this love is actually jealousy. And the jealousy can even be hate. Kina and sina are similar words. So the jealousy creates this implacable hatred. And that explains quite clearly anti Semitism for thousands of years. And if you understand the dynamic, you understand, particularly with a liberal Western world that's too lazy to do anything, too lazy to even think rationally, that Iran is going to get nuclear weapons. They believe when the world will be up to a horse's blood and knee, the Messiah will come. There is only one solution now. It says before Mashiach comes, we'll say there's no one to rely on but God. And that will miraculously make everything awesome.